I'm writing this update from my bathroom because I needed to not be in the main room for a few minutes. Let me catch up the thread. The note under the food delivery bag said the same thing, same date, same time, handwritten, which took more effort than a whispered statement from a stranger, which implies either genuine personal investment or the specific theatrical commitment of someone who has thought carefully about escalation. The handwriting was neat, not rushed. Whoever wrote it was calm. I photographed it. I put the photograph in 3 places: my phone, my email drafts, and a shared folder I created specifically for this thread, which I'm aware makes me sound like someone who has given up on plausible deniability and is now just embracing the documentation. I ate the food, which I also recognize as an interesting choice, but I was hungry and the container was sealed. And at some point, you have to decide where your threat assessment ends and your appetite begins. While I was eating, I opened my laptop and searched for the date and time. This was a mistake, not because I found something definitive. I found nothing definitive. But because of what the search returned, nothing, no events, no holidays, no astronomical occurrences, no significant dates in any system I could identify. A Wednesday at 3:17 a.m. on a Wednesday in 3 days that has no known significance attached to it, which somehow felt worse than if I'd found something. An event with a name is a thing you can research. An event with no name is a thing that exists only for you. That thought arrived and sat down and didn't leave. Then my phone rang. Blocked number. I let it go to voicemail. When I played the message, there were 4 seconds of background noise. Ambient, indoor, the kind of low acoustic hum that suggests a large empty space, a parking garage or a warehouse or a church. And then a voice, not whispering this time, speaking at a normal volume, which somehow made it worse. The voice said, "You're not going to sleep tonight. That's okay. Neither will we." Not the date, not the time. Something new. I want to be precise about this because precision matters. The voice was calm, not threatening, not dramatic. The kind of calm that belongs to someone who is describing a simple logistical reality, not making a threat. Neither will we, neither will I. We, plural, with the easy familiarity of a group who has been coordinating for a while. I called the police. I want to put that in here because I think it matters for what comes next. I called, I reported what had happened, the whispers, the note, the voicemail, the phone call, and the officer I spoke to was professional and patient and asked 3 clarifying questions and then explained politely that what I described was a pattern of unusual but non-threatening contact that didn't meet the threshold for immediate response, but that I should document everything and call back if I felt in immediate danger. He gave me a case number, which felt like being handed a receipt for something you didn't want to purchase. I documented everything. I'm documenting it right now. Here is what happened while I was on the phone with the police. What I noticed halfway through the call and then spent the back half of the conversation trying to process without losing the thread of what I was saying to the officer. My window, the one I always leave cracked 3 inches. I closed it when I got home. I was sure I closed it. I close it specifically when I feel unsafe because the rational part of my brain knows a 3-inch gap in a second floor window is not a significant security barrier, but the irrational part of my brain believes that if the window is closed, the thing that is wrong cannot reach me, and sometimes you give the irrational part what it wants. The window was open, not wide, 3 inches, the exact amount I always leave it. I was standing 6 feet away from it, and I watched it during the phone call, and it did not move. It held at 3 inches for the entire conversation. I didn't close it again. I don't know why. I think I was afraid that if I moved toward it, something would change, and I had already absorbed as much change as I could process for one night. After the call, I started this update. And 3 paragraphs in, my laptop made a sound I did not recognize. Not a notification, not a system alert, something lower and briefer, like a single keystroke from somewhere inside the machine. And my calendar app opened by itself. The notification I deleted this morning was back. Don't be outside. Same account, same string of numbers, same blank, time filled, back in my calendar, like I had never deleted it. I stared at it for what was probably 30 seconds and then did the most psychologically revealing thing I have done all day. I didn't delete it this time. I just closed the app, because here is what I've been slowly understanding since I found that note under the food bag, and what I couldn't articulate until right now. I don't think this is an attack. I don't think these people, however many there are, whoever they are trying to hurt me. I think they're trying to tell me something. I think the whispers in the note and the calls are not a threat. They're a warning. Maybe the same warning repeated because the first 12 times wasn't delivered clearly enough to produce action. She looked up from the man on the sidewalk, the man whose heart had stopped, and she whispered it to me. What if she wasn't coordinating with the others? What if she was just someone who knew, and the knowing happened to coincide with the worst possible moment for knowing, and she said it anyway, because what else do you do? What if all of them are just people who know? And here is the question under that question. How do they know? How does a paramedic and a teenager on a bike and a man in a gray coat on a train and whoever left a note under my takeout bag all know the same dates and time? And how long have they known? And why me? I stood up just now to get water. And when I walked past the window, I looked out, not through the gap, just at the glass. And there was a man standing on the sidewalk below, still not walking, not on his phone, not doing anything that a person stands on a sidewalk at 11 p.m. doing, just standing, facing up. I stepped back from the window. When I came back, he was gone. I'm writing from the bathroom now. I don't know how long I've been in here. The window is still open 3 inches, I think. I can hear the building